While many of us are still trying to decipher and digest this baby Land Cruiser from Toyota, Mercedes-Benz ain't pulling any punches. The baby G-Class, the little G, is coming. Let's get into it. The Munich Auto Show is going on right now. There's a lot of cool stuff. We're actually going to talk about the ID GTI concept after we go over the little G. So the G-Class, I mean, this has been rumored for a long time. It's actually coming. Let's get into the details here. Well, let's just say the biggest detail. The cat's out of the bag. It's going to be fully electric. And that kind of sounds familiar because Toyota's baby off-roader, which this might or may not be fully electric, but Toyota had initially teased it with a bunch of electric vehicles. This guy was initially planned to be fully electric. Now, will this thing be fully electric? Only time will tell, right? But Mercedes-Benz saying that the baby G, the little G, the G-Class, little, not capital G, small G. What are you guys going to call it? Here's the thing. I'm calling it baby G because we have a daughter. We call her G all the time. We call her baby G. She's the youngest of our girls. So I'm calling it baby G because that's cute. And this thing is going to be a baby. Or do you like it little G? Comment down below, baby G, little G. What do you like better? Or what's your own name for it? Let's get into the details. Well, it's likely to be at least a couple years away. So the baby Land Cruiser or the Land Hopper, some people are calling it. I don't think it's going to be called. I think it's a trademark for a different vehicle or different thing altogether. But the baby Land Cruiser might actually beat out the G-Class to the market. Now, Benz's CEO says it's not going to be easy a task with this newcomer because it has big shoes to fill. Come on, people are going to be losing their minds over a baby, more affordable G-Wagon, assuming it's not marked up to the moon and back, which it will be initially. Let's be real. The pent-up demand for a more attainable G-Wagon is going to be there. He said it will be instantly recognizable. There's no doubt about that. They also said that the little G, baby G, is going to be fun to drive on and off-road. I mean, of course they're going to say that. Like, what are they? No, it's not fun to drive on-road. It's only fun to drive off-road. So it's rumored to go on sale in 2026 and ride on the same MMA architecture as the concept GLA class, which we're going to talk about as well in this video. As a battery electric vehicle, then on that MMA architecture, body on frame is not going to be a part of the equation here, which is probably going to be the same thing with the baby Land Cruiser as well. Yeah, no, as electric vehicle, efficiency is important. So I wonder how much ground clearance they're going to give this thing. It has to be lower than the G-Class or the big G because of aerodynamic and range being a thing with electrification. And they can't just put a massive battery pack to override that. It's going to be a far smaller wheelbase. I'm almost thinking like a Suzuki Jimny 5-door as a battery electric vehicle. We know the Jimny is essentially the unofficial baby G or the little G already with the conversions that are out there. So think of this as them giving the big middle finger to Suzuki, saying, no, you're not taking our baby G away from us. It's ours. Now, that even though it is said to be an electric vehicle, the MMA platform is not a dedicated electric vehicle platform. So there's a possibility that the baby G, little G, could have internal combustion engine options. And if that's the case, you're going to have a traditional drive shaft, a transfer case for the all-wheel drive, or you say four-wheel drive system. So let's get into the details of this CLA class, because this could give us, since it has the same platform as this baby G, it should give us some details here. Now, this vehicle is going to be super, super efficient here. They're saying 750 kilometers or 466 miles WLTP, of course, in a huge box. Well, not huge, but a boxy brick. It's not going to have that same sort of range. I'm thinking 250 to 300 miles of range on the baby G. But 5.2 miles per kilowatt hour is what, maximum efficiency. That's probably best case scenario going like 50 miles an hour or something. But still, that is very impressive. And this is going to be a single motor setup, at least for the maximum range models. That would never be the case in the G-Wagon. They're always going to have at least dual motors, quad motors if we want to get real spicy for, let's say, an AMG Baby G. Oh, now we're talking. Now, the Baby G will also have 800-volt architecture like we see with the Koreans, like we see, let's say, with Porsche as well. So 250 miles essentially topped off in 15 minutes. Now, I believe this vehicle is 2 to 3 years away, so that's probably the earliest we would also see the baby G-Wagon hit the road. So I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about the baby G. And we're going to go actually into the ID GTI concept, because I made a video, earlier this year, I think it was, saying that the GTI is dead. Well, at least as we know it, as we've always known it, as an internal combustion car, front wheel drive. And now we have a GTI concept from Volkswagen that's based off the ID2-All concept. The ID2-All is going to be a $25,000 to $27,000 vehicle. We don't know if it's going to come to America because it's actually smaller than the Golf. So, I mean, they might be able to put the GTI on the ID2-All as a GTI Polo, sort of. That's kind of what the size of this vehicle. But they could still give us a GTI Golf, which is bigger than this in the future as well. So it'll be interesting to see what Volkswagen actually does, because the cargo capacity and the interior capacity, in theory, is maybe a little bit smaller than the Golf and the GTI that we currently have. Now, when we're talking about a small battery electric vehicle, it means efficient. You're going to have a small battery pack in here, which means it'll be fun to throw around. It's not going to be like a 100 kilowatt hour battery. It's probably be somewhere around 50 kilowatt hours. So this thing will be lightweight, fun to drive. You can actually make the GTI all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive for the first time ever. I don't see it happening. They're probably just going to stick with front-wheel drive, but how cool would that be? Maybe they would save the all-wheel drive for the R, right? The Polo R, the ID2R. I don't know what the heck they're going to call their future models, but I think it's cute. It's well designed. That's never been a problem for any of Volkswagen's hatchbacks. Like, they're always so well designed, very beautiful. Now, we don't have any interior or at least official images on this interior. We're still probably 2 years away from this vehicle coming out as a GTI. I actually hate these wheels. I think they're hideous. That's really the only thing I don't like about this vehicle, but the rest of it is on point. Okay, here's our look at the interior. And yeah, it's telling you your beats per minute. Is that the beats per minute of you? Yeah, I guess so. So you have a heart rate sensor in this vehicle. I know that's something people are talking about to monitor your vitals so they can call, I don't know, emergency help if you need it. But 164 beats per minute sitting in your ID2-All, that person needs to hit the gym. That sounds like they're going to die. But anyways, yeah, we have a volume switch here. Thank God. You know what? Volkswagen's listening a little bit, because everything in their current GTI is touch capacitive, which is horrendous. We have dedicated buttons for heated seats and temperature control switches, so up for hot, down for cold. So I like to have that instead of the touch capacitive malarkey that we have in a lot of modern day Volkswagens. Even the new ID Buzz has touch capacitive stuff. All right, power up. So, it's like that easy button, maybe to give you an overboost or something like that. I don't know. It's all conceptualized. We kind of have this octagonal steering wheel going on. And more. Hey, look, we don't have those touch capacitive buttons on the steering wheel. These are real dials for the volume and customization with the screen. And it's also real buttons for presets and volume, or these could actually be customizable. So yeah, that's really, really good to see here that Volkswagen's listening. I wish they could implement these changes as early as 3 years ago or whatever, when we started seeing these touch capacitive things start like scrambling our brains. But hey, look, they're sticking with the screen back here. They're not going full on cheap. Like if you look at the Volvo EX30, there's no screen behind the steering wheel. So even though this is going to be a cheaper, more affordable GTI, it still looks like they are listening to people. They want that dedicated screen behind the steering wheel, unlike a Tesla as well. So well done. Kind of. I'll wait for it to come to fruition before I start applauding Volkswagen. A little German news for you guys today. I know you guys don't get a lot of that on the channel, but I love all cars, so I know you guys probably do too as well. And if you're excited for the baby G-Wagon, smash the heck out of the like button, subscribe for more, because if I hear anything else, I feel like, I'll share it on the channel, but I feel like this would be an awesome vehicle to build up hype and just like have it go toe to toe with this potential baby Land Cruiser off-roader that Toyota is surely working on. Maybe we see it at the Tokyo Mobility Show in October that I will be going to. Maybe I can bring it to you guys hands on. How about that? Well, oh my gosh, my mind would be blown if they take the drapings off of that cryptic little teaser that they had. And it's not that cryptic, that shadowy teaser that they had at the reveal of, what was the reveal? It was the reveal of the big Land Cruiser, or sure, not the 300 series, but the J250. So the Prado, the global Land Cruiser at this point that we are getting in America. Anyways, got to shut it down. Give it up for the baby G, the little G. I'll see you guys in the next video. Smash the like button. Have a great day and peace.